We're ready to start? Okay, so wrap it up. I'm going to ask you all. So, well, so we can't fund the schools without a public hearing. So if we try to wrap it up. Okay, now we're going to go about the business of funding schools, all right? So we've established a quorum. This is the public hearing of the Committee of the Whole regarding bills number 180162, 180163, 180164, 180165, 180178, and resolution number 180185. Mr. Stitt, please read the titles of the bills and resolution.
Bill number 180162, an ordinance to adopt a capital program for the 6 fiscal years 2019 through 2024 inclusive. Bill number 180163, an ordinance to adopt a fiscal 2019 capital budget. Bill number 180164, an ordinance adopting the operating budget for fiscal year 2019. Bill number 180165, an ordinance amending Chapter 19-1800 of the Philadelphia Code entitled School Tax Authorization to authorize the Board of Education to oppose the real estate tax for the School District of Philadelphia under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 180178, an ordinance amending Chapter 19-1500 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Wage and Net Profits Tax by revising certain tax rates under certain terms and conditions. Resolution number 180185, resolution providing for the approval by the Council of the City of Philadelphia of a revised 5-year financial plan for the City of Philadelphia covering fiscal years 2019 through 2023 and incorporating proposed changes with respect to fiscal year 2018, which is to be submitted by the mayor to the Pennsylvania Intergovernmental Cooperation Authority, the authority pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement, authorized by an ordinance of this council approved by the mayor on January 3, 1992, Bill number 1563-A, by and between the city and the authority.
Thank you, Mr. Stitt. Today, excuse me, consider the bills read by the clerk that constitute proposed operating and capital spending measures for fiscal 2019, a capital program, and a forward-looking capital plan for fiscal 2019 through fiscal 2024. At this time, we have no individuals on the witness list, so we will now go into our public. Councilman, you want to be noticed, recognized before we go into the public meeting, or are you just teeing up? Teeing up, okay, all right. We will now go into our public meeting to consider the action to be taken on bills number 180162, 180163, and 180164. For the record, bills number 180165 and 180178 and resolution number 180185 are being held in committee and that the public hearing is concluded. We are now in our public meeting, and the chair recognizes Councilman O.
Thank you very much, Council President. I had circulated a proposed amendment to all members of council. I'd like to move to amend Bill number 180164.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly seconded. Are you asking for a motion on the amendment?
Not at this time.
All right, not at this time, okay. All right, just teeing it up again, all right.
Yes.
And the chair, Councilwoman, would you like to be recognized for your proposed amendments? Not at this time? Okay. Sidebar. So, Councilman, I thought we had another proposed amendment, so why don't we just move towards the motion on your particular amendment? Would you like to speak on that?
No, I have introduced an alternative. It's been distributed, and so at this time, I would move for adoption of the amendment.
Amendment. Okay, it's been seconded. Councilwoman?
Yes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed? No. Ayes have it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get the councilman excited over there.
Did you
No.
did you record me as
The
voting
nays
aye?
have it. The nays have it. Let me make sure it's reflected on the record. You got me? You already knew that I made a mistake? All right, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Chair now recognizes Councilman Heenan.
Thank you. For clarity, the amendment failed. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, Councilman.
The amendment has failed
Absolutely.
for the record.
The amendment
Okay.
fails.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer amendment to Bill number 180162. A copy of the amendment has been circulated to all members of the committee, and I move for the adoption of the amendment.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All in favor of said amendment? Be a little more robust. Make sure that, aye. All opposed? Nay. Ayes have it. The amendment to bill number, is that 62? 18062, 162 is approved. And the other amendment is what? 6.64. All right, bill number 162 has been moved and properly seconded, and the vote is affirmative. Bill number 162. On the amendments on, man, I'm really screwing up today. The amendments to bill number 162. Oh, you actually have a script. All right, I don't. It's been a long day, guys. It's been moved and probably seconded that the amendment to bill number 162 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye. Those opposed, the motion carries. The bill number 162 has been amended. Chair recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion on bill number 162 as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that bill number 180162 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly seconded. Bill number 16162 as amended be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it. Motion carries, and bill number 162 as amended will be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation and request that rules of council be suspended to permit first reading at this next session of council. For the record, I would like to recognize a visitor, a colleague from Cleveland, Ohio, Councilman Bashir Jones. Give me a round of applause. Councilman, we always like to say we do demonstrations better than anybody else in the country. I'm sure you've never had anybody come in your council chambers with gas masks on. All right, all right. All right, thank you, Councilman. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you, and you have a lovely city, by the way. Thank you. Chair recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion on the amendment to bill number 16163.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer an amendment to bill number 180163. A copy of the amendment has been circulated to all members of committee, and I move for the adoption of the amendment.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to bill number 180163 stand approved. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries, and bill number 180163 has been amended. Chair again recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion on bill number 180163 as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that bill number 180163 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly seconded. Bill number 180163 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it, and motion carries. And bill number 180163 as amended will be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation, and request that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading at the next session of council. Chair again recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion on the amendment to bill number 180164.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer an amendment to bill number 180164. A copy of the amendment has been circulated to all members of the committee, and I move for the adoption of the amendment.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to bill number 180164 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries, and bill number 180164 has been amended. Chair again recognizes Councilmember Heenan for a motion to bill number 180164 as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that bill number 180164 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly seconded. Bill number 180164 as amended be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor will signify by saying aye. Those opposed, ayes have it, and the motion carries. Bill number 180164 as amended will be reported from this committee with favorable recommendation, and request that the rules of council be suspended. rules of council be suspended from its first reading at the next session of council. There appears to be no additional business at this time. So this committee will stand in recess until the call of the chair. I want to thank you all very much.